If you're looking for a plugin to make your drop sound bigger and fuller, you can try this one. First, I'm going to add a disperser. Next, I'm going to use Ableton's auto filter, set it to notch, turn the envelope down a little, turn the drive up. Now it sounds like it's going yeah, yeah, yeah. And in context, you can even do this to more higher pitched sounds. Auto filter, same thing, turning the envelope down a little, turning the drive up, and we're doing a different filter this time. This time we're doing comb. You know what? Let's try one more. Shifter, change it to frequency mode. I'm gonna set an automation point and just do a little automation bend like this. And this is what I call getting pitchy with it. Essentially, we are pitch bending a lot of the sounds here using plugins like filters and envelope followers and shifters in order to bend the sound. And by bending the sounds through the sonic spectrum, you automatically make your drop sound a little more fuller because it is hitting more of the frequency spectrum without having to add endless layers. For example, in this track that I did here. The thing I want you to take away from this is that I'm just adding movement. And this is just one small thing that you can do to make your drops bigger and fuller. That's right, I got a few more tiny tips in this video. I'm Ash, welcome back to the channel. And in this video, I'm gonna show you a few plugin tips that you can add to your drops to make them sound bigger, fuller, and hit harder. So if you're ready to do that, smash the like button. And if you stick around, we're gonna get to them. Now, if you saw this video that I posted, I mentioned a secret, not so secret layer, and now is the time to talk about it. You can do this with any plugin, but I prefer using Serum for this. Before I do that, I'm going to consolidate my lead layer and copy it over to that Serum track. Take a sine wave. So you can do that by selecting analog, analog BD sine, or from basic shapes, either or works. Next, you're gonna turn on the noise oscillator, and I like to use bright white, but you can literally use any noise oscillator. Let's make sure our envelope is full like this. Next, I'm going to go into effects, add effects, and distortion. And I'm gonna crank that bad boy up. And we're gonna turn the octave down on a sine wave and turn up the noise. I'm just going through different distortions. 0 square is a good one. Turn down the octave one more time. Now we've got this fat, crunchy layer that is copying the melody of your lead. But the concept here is sine wave into noise into distortion. I like how it sounds there. I might even add OTT on it. This is just OTT and saturator. This first knob is turning up the saturation drive, and this is the OTT percentage. Just so it's not confusing to y'all. And it's matching the melody of the lead. This lead already has a bunch of noise on it because the distortion. So I'm actually gonna EQ that out. And let this carry the noise. And this trick is used to emphasize both the melody and the rhythm. As you can see, the MIDI is matching the rhythm and melody of the main lead here. And let me show you an example in this song that I've done. So in the Amygdala track, here's the crunch layer, sine wave into noise to distortion, and it's matching the main lead. Also following the brass. And this is another one of those layers that you can add in order to make your drop sound fuller. What's important is that it matches layer that you want to emphasize. And it does so by adding thickness and like a fake distortion to make it sound crunchy without having to turn up any actual distortion. But if you want to truly add full thick bass to your songs, final tiny tip is a little trick that I like to do with my sub bass. Hey, do you have a song that you want to release? Are you also away from your computer and are unable to do that? Well, if you have an iPhone or Android device, bam, it's me again, and boy, do I have something to tell you. How'd you get on here?
That's right, we're talking about this video sponsored DistroKid. Because of DistroKid's new iOS app, harness all the power of DistroKid in the palm of your hand.
Upload your songs to all the streaming services, including Apple Music, Tidal, and for a little bit extra, Beatport. You can even track stats right from your phone and stay up to date on all your streaming data. Just like my new song that's also out right now. Go listen. On top of that, you get notified the second you get paid, and you get to keep 100% of all those royalties.
That's right, so definitely download it then.
I really should. Just scan the QR code and you can sign up for DistroKid, get all these features for only $23 a year. Plus, if you use my VIP link, you can get 7% off that first year, as well as support my channel. Thank you to DistroKid for sponsoring this video. Now back to it. This is a pretty general trick, and you might have heard this one before, but it might be helpful to you, especially if you're just starting out, or for even some of you seasoned producers, a good reminder. It's all in this sub bass, baby. You do this at the very beginning of your song. Before you write a single note in the drop, you decide what is the sub root note gonna be. And my trick for this is to keep the sub note between C sharp and G. You might need headphones for this, but as you can hear, all of the notes from there to there, from C sharp to G, have that natural rumble that you can feel in your chest, but you can still hear the actual note. Go any higher or lower, and you start losing. You can't even hear it, you can't even feel it. Or you go even higher, you can hear it, but it doesn't have that same rumble. Keeping it to that E. Make sure that your low end stays tight without you having to do a bunch of plug-in shenanigans. Now, the nice thing about these genres like dubstep and hybrid trap is normally the sub bass just stays on one note, so you can get away with picking your note first thing and then writing around that. However, the issue with drops sometimes is maybe you go a little lower, or maybe you want to go a little higher, and you still want to have that impact. Now, this is a plug-in video, so that is where my sub bass spice rack comes in. This is literally plug and play and gives you a little bit of additional processing that'll help your sub sound a bit thicker, even if it's outside those ranges. Check the loudness, add some hiss to make it audible, drive, dial in exactly where you want it to scoop so it's not so intense. Inside the spice rack, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I do to just a pretty much raw sine wave in order to boost that bass note. But if you are doing this type of sub bass sine wave here, you can edit and add harmonics, and adding harmonics gives it a little extra audibility in order for it to cut through and really rumble. Or you can download the sub bass spice rack. There you go, little plug-in help in order to make your basses sound full as well. And here's an example of what the spice rack sounds like on an actual song. With it off, particularly pay attention to where the sub bass goes a little higher than the range that I talked about. It just feels more round and full. Now, what about you? How do you use plugins to make your tracks sound bigger and full? Let me know down in the comments, and maybe I'll try them out in a future video. And as a friendly reminder, I'm gonna leave you with this. You might be watching this video and feeling the pressure of getting all the plugins I talked about today, and while they are helpful, just be careful that you're not constantly chasing the next great plugin. My goat Oda, the writer of One Piece, said, "You can make art with anything. There's no set rules. Whatever supplies you have, as long as you're having fun, anything works. And if you want to see a video of these same kind of tips that aren't dependent on plugins, you can watch this video that I made right here. And if you're still watching, thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. Couldn't do this without you. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and go make some bangers.